Hi, my name is Emily Abbott, and I'm going to be presenting my mnemonic device that I made. I made a mnemonic device for the three rock types. I will be teaching fourth grade science this coming fall, so I decided to go with science. And then fourth grade. So I did a couple different mnemonic devices for this graphic that I made that you see on the screen. I did SIM, so that's an acronym letter strategy, and it was lucky enough that SIM stands for sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. It can go together, it forms a word or a kind of an easier word to remember in terms of remembering the three rock types. And then I decided to also use the pictorial reconstruction method, or strategy to remember the three rock types, which is the pictures that you see on the screen. So I built in the words into each picture. So this would be sedimentary, and the meaning behind it would be that the rocks come off and they are broken off into little sediment pieces. So that would be like this is the rock cliff, and then the rocks are breaking off into little pieces. So sedimentary. And then we have igneous, which I always tend to think of that as a volcano with the molten lava and then it hardening, and that becomes igneous rock. So I put the word igneous flowing like it's lava. So that's easy for kids to remember, and I'm very visual as well. And then the last one is metamorphic. It is when a rock transforms to a different form or shape based on pressure or temperature. And so did just this little loop of an arrow of this rock changing into this rock. Yes, that would be pictorial. Then I decided to also built in keyword method. So at the bottom, sedimentary rock reminds me or sounds like cement, which cement is built of little pieces of rock that are put together. So that I always like to associate other words that I know to a word that I don't necessarily know or I'm learning. So that would be cement. Igneous rock sounds like ignite, which is like fire, and that's where the molten lava. So there's all these connections, and ignite can form back to igneous, but it just represents that fire or lava type of rock. And then metamorphic, it's in the word itself. It makes it easy, but morph. So a rock is morphing into something else. So that is the keyword method. I actually find that one probably the best method, at least for me, to remember things. And I try to do that all the time. So I decided to go through with these strategies, mnemonic device strategies, because these are such big words or just super unfamiliar words and that are like tier three words that students may not really know going into it. So it's really important to break the words apart like I did in the keyword. And then it's also nice to put a picture to it. So then you can be like, oh, I remember learning that the visual of what it was. And it was a volcano with lava and igneous and ignite. And you just remember that. And then I know that for ELL students and then students who are hearing impaired, this would also help since it's visual and it doesn't rely on having to listen to anything or know truly what words mean, like in English. So I like that. And then in terms of the keyword, like I said, I love to associate words to words that I know. So that makes it easy. And then I'll remember the word later on. And then also in terms of the acronym, I always like doing acronyms if I can put it into a word. And then it's easy to remember like sedimentary, igneous, metamorphic. So it was really fun. And this is a really beneficial lesson since students will need to learn the rock cycles and how the earth has formed and changed over time. So I'm ready and super excited to use this in my own classroom. Thank you.